Ethiopia is experiencing one of its worst droughts in almost 50 years, and it's been made much worse by a particularly strong El Niño weather pattern affecting dozens of countries in eastern and southern Africa. The UN now says more than 10 million people are in need of emergency aid across Ethiopia as a result of numerous failed harvests and also the deaths of livestock. And the charity Save the Children has warned that at least 6 million children are facing critical food shortages, many at risk of severe malnutrition. Many aid agencies are also saying the situation is going to get worse. There needs to be drastic action. Mavunduse has more for us.
An unprecedented fourth season without rains has left huge swatches of land in eastern Ethiopia bone dry and millions of people starving. Much of their livestock, which they depend on, has been wiped out. In some areas, people have lost up to 90% of their animals. Omar is one of those counting his losses. He tells me he had hundreds of cows, goats and camels, but they are now all dead, and he fears for his future. At the only health clinic in this area, hundreds of people have come to get medical attention. Some, like Harid Sugie, have walked for days to get here. 3 of his 10 children are severely malnourished and need urgent treatment. Across the affected areas, malnutrition rates have increased dramatically. Save the Children says at least 6 million children are now facing critical food shortages in Ethiopia. Thousands of people depend entirely on food aid. The international community and the Ethiopian government have stepped up relief efforts, but it's not coming in quick enough.
We continue our assistance in the whole Africa, in particular the affected regions by El Niño, by climate change, as long as it takes. And this is why we call on other donors to increase their assistance in order to meet the needs on the ground.
The drought has triggered memories of the famine in 1984, in which nearly 1 million people died. But the government says it is in a much better shape to help its people. Yet it needs much more help to avert a looming disaster. Mavunduse, BBC News, Eastern Ethiopia.
With me is Mavunduse from the development charity Tearfund. Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
We're just hearing that the government is better prepared than they have been in the past, but the scale of this is so big right now, isn't it? They can't cope on their own. Absolutely.
The scale is really big, and this is the worst drought for 50 years. And as you reported, 10 million people are currently affected as we speak. But one of our fears is that over the next couple of months, unless something drastic is done, we could be looking at a figure of 15 million people. What's the most urgent priority then, Donald? The urgent priority is food and water to people who are most affected by this drought. How much are aid agencies able to coordinate with the government? Give us a sense of how much aid is coming in and how it's being distributed to. Well, thankfully in Ethiopia, the coordination is relatively good. There's always more that can be done. And is that because of lessons learned from the past? Yeah, since lessons learned from 1984, you remember the life aid years, and the Ethiopian government has done more to build up the infrastructure that enables them to predict and prepare for such droughts. So Tearfund is amongst other agencies helping some of the hard-to-reach places. El Niño has obviously been devastating for the country. Is there any prediction that there could be some rain, because the growing season surely is only a few months away now? Yes, very, very difficult to tell. So what we are doing as an organization is providing immediate food aid to 70,000 people in a place called Fentale. But we're also assisting 4,000 people with emergency seed should the next rainy season be more favorable. And we're also addressing 400 families who have lost their livestock. Livestock, the loss of livestock is utterly devastating for families. Sometimes that's all they have, isn't it? Absolutely. I mean, livestock, cows, camels, goats, that is what families depend on. And when that is a problem, they easily become worse. Donald, how difficult is the challenge of just raising awareness about what's happening there in a world that sometimes feels saturated, I guess? Yes, absolutely. It is a problem. You have other situations in the world that take media attention, and it makes it even more difficult if you're dealing with a slow onset disaster. So by the time the problem is visible, it will be difficult to get the international community to really understand what is going on. But however, I mean, we feel that as the international community, we are able to multitask and able to deal with the problem in Ethiopia, in Syria and other places as well.
Yeah, so your key message is we need to act right now.
We need to act right now. We really need to avoid a situation where the people that are affected become worse. We really want to avoid a situation where we have excessive hunger or sometimes even a loss of life.
Okay, Donald, good luck. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.